Christian Hannah Horror.
What's going on, guys? Christian Hannah Horror here, and today we're doing the top 5 horror movies of the year 2002. Now, this was a time where I was basically 10 years old. I was born in 92, so 2002. This is where I really started getting into watching movies, even more horror movies, sneaking watching horror movies at night growing up, so this is a great time in my life. Some of the movies on my list are movies that I saw in this era at this time, and some of them are movies that I've recently seen because they just weren't as big as some of the other movies that came out during this time. But 2002 is a really good year. It's going to be extremely interesting seeing your guys' list. So let's get started with my number 5. Coming in at number 5 for me is the movie Red Dragon. Now, I do like Red Dragon a whole lot more than the movie Hannibal. When you take Lecter out of the cell, to me, it's not scary. I don't dislike Hannibal, but it doesn't really feel like a horror movie to me. I don't think it's necessarily supposed to feel like a horror movie. But Red Dragon is really fun. I do prefer Manhunter a little bit more. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Manhunter is basically the first Red Dragon movie that was made back in the 1980s, and some stuff is even shot for shot, line for line. It's very close because they're both done from the book. Lecter's scenes in this movie are great. It's great seeing him behind the cell again. Now, obviously, the illusion's gone because we've seen him outside of the cell, so seeing him inside of the cell again is not as iconic and as scary as Silence of the Lambs, but it still is really great to see. The characters in this movie are really great. I love that scene where you're seeing them pet the tiger on the table. It looks like that was a genuine real tiger, so I love watching that scene. I don't think they put a CGI tiger in the movie. It certainly looked real to me. This movie does push the envelope a little bit. It's got some really hard-hitting moments that are really fun to watch on screen. Red Dragon is a fun horror movie, and I like this era of movies we're getting into, coming out of the Scream slasher era. We're starting to get into some really cool stuff, so this is a great movie to see. If you guys haven't checked out Red Dragon, must give it a shot. Okay, coming in at number 4 for me is a movie called 28 Days Later. This was a movie that I did not see until really recently, more like 3 weeks ago. It seemed like it was done really cheaply. The camera work is really not bad, but just looks kind of really cheap. It doesn't look they were using these big Panavision lenses in the movie, and that's okay because, quite honestly, I think it matched the tone of the movie. It seems like this was a cult hit. I don't know that it was a big success when the movie came out, but 28 Days Later, I can't tell you how many times I hear the name, hear the theme song, hear the music. The music in this movie is absolutely fantastic, and some of the sequences with the zombies get really good towards the end of the movie. When you see that shot of him coming out of the hospital bed 28 days later, and you see him outside in the world and it's just desolate, that's a very haunting thought to have and a thing to be a part of. Imagine waking up and seeing the world like that. Credit to that movie, and I'm getting ready to watch 28 Weeks Later. Can't wait. And I also think they're making another one, right? Okay, so coming in at number 3 for me is a movie. Thank you, Scream Factory, for releasing this. I just saw this. Dog Soldiers. Did not know what to expect with this movie. Didn't know I was going to love it as much as I did, but Dog Soldiers was absolutely fantastic. I really liked the movie. Some really cool stuff in Dog Soldiers. I'll keep that spoiler free on that because I don't know how popular of a movie it is now, because if some of you haven't seen it, don't want to spoil it, check out Dog Soldiers, a really fun movie. Okay, so number 2 and number 1 were tough, but I came to my conclusion. Number 2 is going to be the movie Signs. Now, some may argue this isn't a total horror movie, but to me, when I saw this movie in 2002 as a kid, it was a horror movie. That time where you see the girl go up to Mel Gibson and say, "There's somebody outside my room," and then you see Mel lean up and look on his roof, and that alien is on his roof. Horrifying as a kid. Some really creepy stuff. Another part of the movie that's really great, holds up to this day, I think, fantastically, is when Mel puts the blade under the pantry, and he's using it as a mirror, and then you finally see the alien. Oh my goodness, horrifying stuff. And then that end sequence is great where they're hiding in the basement. What I really like about the movie is the message. It's the message of the movie. It's about family. It's about looking out for signs. Maybe nothing is a coincidence. A really cool movie with a really thought-provoking message that I, till this day, think it's his best movie. I love M. Night Shyamalan films that either really hit or really miss with me, and no pun intended, Signs was a home run. Swing away, Meryl. So we do have a couple honorable mentions for 2002. I want to give a shout out to a movie called Cabin Fever. I want to give a shout out to a movie called Eight-Legged Freaks, which my brother really liked. And another movie I want to give a shout out to is a movie called Terror Tunes. Thank you, Blockbuster, for letting me see the artwork on that and making me rent it. A fun little movie. Coming in number 1 for me, guys, may not be a surprise, is a movie called The Ring. Now, The Ring may not have been as big or expensive as the movie Sign was, but what The Ring did do was strike fear in every kid's heart whenever you see a TV have static on the screen. That is iconic now, and whenever you see static on the TV, it instantly makes me think of The Ring, and that's what you want in a horror movie, is to have something identifiable. TV static did to me what shower scenes did with Psycho for the movie The Ring. Credit to that, and I love The Ring. Unfortunately, they made The Ring 2, and then they made the movie Rings, and they don't even touch the original. The original was such a scary movie, but it's also a sad movie because you realize that the girl doesn't want to hurt people. Well, kind of she doesn't. She wants you to spread the message about what happened to her, and that's really interesting. There's some really, really great stuff in this movie, and the end sequence where you finally see her come out the TV after the guy is jaw-dropping, to say the least. The Ring is an awesome movie that I think holds up till this day, and I love it. So there you have it, guys. It's my top 5 horror movies of the year 2002. Quick side note, you do know that if you watched last year's, I did include Jason X in 2001 because although it came in America in 2002, everybody was torrenting the movie and watching it in the year 2001 already, and the movie was already done being made, so it was just a choice I made. Feel free to drop Jason X in your list for 2002 if you want to. That's no problem with me. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please be sure to check my description so you can become a patron, and you can check out the really great tiers where you guys can hear all the behind-the-scenes music that I make for my channel. You can also check out my Teespring and rock Christian Hannah horror gear wherever you go. I plan on making even more designs very soon. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second. We'll see you guys soon.